So, as expected when it comes to Syd Colson and anyone in the WNBA, when it comes to all of them, once you joined the Indiana Fever, the old WNBA fans that loved you, they adored you, they called you the face of the league. But once you joined the Indiana Fever, that is over. That's over. Because obviously we saw the tweet here that she's going to get her fined. At a certain point in the league's existence, I'm going to need Kelsey Mitchell to get the same whistle as other stars. The way she gets assaulted is insane, and I've actually considered roping my sister in to have her office pursue charges. Then talking about the refs, he ran in twice trying to give the game away, and that's what had me weak. Would it have been thrice had time allowed for it? Thrice means 3 times. And then all the responses, people responding, I shit you not, responding, saying that Kelsey Mitchell, and this is why I think this is a hilarious thing, where it's like they immediately call her MAGA. Because she said a referee was trying to give the game to the Sparks. The referee was trying to give the game to the Sparks. She got called MAGA. And she's there clapping back at these fans. And these are the people that would have been so much pro. Would have been so pro Syd Colson when she was on the Aces. And then they just turned. Then you've got this here, waking up hating like this. Just because it's the Indiana Fever, the Kelsey Mitchell and Star don't belong in the same sentence. She's 3rd in the league in scoring on the 6th best team in the league. So yes, Kelsey Mitchell is a star player. She's 3rd in the league in scoring on the 6th ranked team in the league. I'm sorry, if that's not a star, I have no idea what a star is. I mean that. If that is not a star player, then I think the word star has lost all meaning. All meaning. And now you've got Syd Colson. Again, this is somebody that you better believe would have been probably Syd Colson's biggest fan. Waking up painting like this is crazy, but you do have a blessed day. Something about joining the Indiana Fever and becoming a Karen. Steph White and Cunningham have all changed their tune since joining the Fever. What do you mean? They hated Cunningham before she joined the Fever. Syd, Steph White, and Cunningham, shut up and 1-2 step out of my mentions. I'm the same as I've always been, so are you, oddly enough, because clearly you're still too dumb to read text and know what sarcasm is. Joke a lot. Part of it seems you're joking, but use the word assault is insane. Syd Colson used the word assault all the time. She's used the word assault a bunch of times. This is the funniest thing, is that these people claim to be, fans. But, it was only a lot of time calling Syd Colson face of the league because they thought she was funny. And now she does the exact same thing when it's the Indiana Fever and it's no longer funny. Definitely not the same, at least not on 9. I don't know you as a person. We can just scroll down. Dude, Syd Colson has Twitter fingers. That was the biggest reason why fans were worried about Syd Colson joining the Fever. They were worried about Syd Colson joining the Fever was because she's terminally online. That is the biggest reason. And it's the reason why people were worried about Bree Turner as well. And Bree Turner they both seem to be great teammates. And people were worried, and I actually think there is valid concern to being worried about, a player that is terminally online on this specific team. I don't think in general it makes that much of a difference. I think for this specific team, you kind of want players that are going to be, not terminally online. I think that might be the best way to put it. Be able to log off. And heck, even this season, after being around Colson a lot, we're seeing Caitlin tweet more. We need an update tweet on Jeremy Lin retiring Caitlin. Because 14-year-old Caitlin's favorite player was Jeremy Lin. But yeah, it's just one of those things. I don't know a tweet a day. Y'all are mental on this internet and actually be living my life. Everybody have a beautiful day. Go have meaningful connections offline. And that's the thing with these Fever players. I think it's really I think it's something that the Indiana Fever players have noticed. And they're it's actually not the Fever fans that are the problem. It's once you join the Fever, these fans that you thought were your fans are actually not your fans. Just for the only reason of joining the Fever. And the funniest thing is people are but if you leave the Fever, people are going to hate you. No, it's only if you leave the Fever like DeWanna Bonner left the Fever. Erica Wheeler still signs autographs. You better believe Katie Lou would have been doing the same. The Fever fans love Temi. It's one of those things where unless you pull a DeWanna Bonner, which let's be real, if you pull a DeWanna Bonner, if any player pulled a DeWanna Bonner on their team, that fan base would hate them. Like, the Aces boo Hamby for a hell of a lot less. That's all I'm going to say. The Aces boo Hamby for a hell of a lot less. But yeah, it is an interesting one. It's an interesting one to see how these people are reacting when it comes to Syd Colson. Because they're there talking about Colson as in, oh, you know, she's the face of the league. And now they just flip. Now they've just completely flipped. And it should not be a surprise. It should not be a surprise. Like, she got called MAGA for complaining about a referee. Like, that's where it goes. That's how far it goes. Of all people saying that about Syd Colson. And like, that's the thing where it's genuinely, if you are a fan of the Fever or if you like these players, it doesn't matter who the player is. The player could be Kelsey Mitchell. If you like Sonia Citron, it's these quote-unquote fans that aren't fans. They don't watch the sport of basketball. And you know that because this is my favorite part about it, is that Paige Bueckers, during her 44-point game, no word said about it. And then after it, it was, oh, if it wasn't for MAGA, you know, Paige would be more popular. And I'm like, dude, you didn't even watch the game. You didn't even watch the game, and now you're talking about it. It's like, talk when you actually watch Paige Bueckers play basketball. She's a hell of a player. But like, she's averaging like 11 points per game since then. Her last 4 games, including the 44-point game, her point per game average has gone down. Like, yeah, it's just a weird one. It's just a weird situation when it comes to these players. Like, I feel bad for them. I feel bad for the players having to deal with the nonsense from people that hate the Fever. But at the end of the day, look, I think this group is as close-knit as they come in basketball. I think this group is absolutely as close-knit as it comes. And I think that's an important thing. It's always important to have close-knit group in sports. It is, because if you have a close-knit group, you're a hell of a lot more likely to win. You're a lot more likely to be together, and you're a lot more likely to, you know, especially when things aren't going well. Like, when things are going well, things are going well. Like, it is what it is. When things are going well, I think everybody's just going to go and you're just going to go and play, you know, you're going to go and play your game. But when things aren't going well, it comes down to, a lot of it comes down to discipline. A lot of it comes down to being together. Those really tough plays that the Fever have made so many of this year. The big game-winning plays, like, they really only happen to teams that are together. When every player feels like it's next person up, when they go and, honestly, when people think they have absolutely no right to, you know, win a game and they go and win it. And that's the thing the Fever have, and that does come from the chemistry. And that comes from a sense of togetherness, which, ironically, people hating your entire team or your organization brings together a sense of togetherness. It always has in sports. And I think the Indiana Fever are 100% one of those teams that are super duper together. So anyway, yeah, that is the video. It is funny listening to them trying to literally cancel Syd Colson. Listen to them trying to cancel Syd Colson for, I kid you not, exactly what she has always done. They're trying to cancel Syd Colson for being Syd Colson. That's what we all joked about, and it was like, we all thought, oh, maybe, once we saw Syd Colson was still Syd Colson and got on with the teammates, Fever fans immediately were like, okay, yeah, you know what, we'll warm up to Syd Colson. As soon as Fever fans liked Syd Colson, they turned. And you know these people are bad when they've turned on Sonia Citron. Like, Sonia Citron doesn't even say anything. She just goes out and plays basketball. She says nothing. She doesn't make dirty plays. She should be one of the most not universally loved players, but like, she is the hardest player to dislike in the league because she doesn't say anything. She just plays basketball. And they've turned on Sonia Citron for doing nothing. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.